Looking nice. Final dimension. 18.6. Spot a mondo perfect. Handy little spot to put the crankcase halves just while everything's cooking and warming up. They've been sandblasted, now they've been degreased and they're just waiting for etch primer. I know how much you blokes love a bit of spray painting action. Uh-oh. What is that? Disaster! It looks like some oil has seeped out of a what's that, a fault in the casting or something? Must have soaked a bit of oil in over the years. It's all run down there. I'm gonna have to clean it up again and heat it up again, see if I can get rid of all that. Okay, we burnt out that bit of oil, cleaned it again. We'll have another go with the old etch primer. Oh, that was good focus there. Done. Well, here's the finished article. Here's the old one. Completely chewed away. Here's a new one. The only thing is, I can still see some very slight grinding marks. You certainly can't feel them or anything like that. They're mostly polished out. I think if it was a long-term running engine, it probably would cause chatter or something and wear the bearings out. But like I say, I'm going to ride it. You know, it's demonstration purposes only now. So, yeah, out with the old and in with the new. I've been trying to think of a way that I can test the hardness other than with the foil to see how far the carbon penetrated into the steel. And I've got this piece that I cut off the end because obviously it was too long. I made it a bit longer so I could hold it in the chuck. But so I got this piece I cut off the end. I've already been playing with it, as you can see. There's a couple of punch marks in there. So what I'm going to do is zoom out a little bit firstly, and just kind of drop the hammer onto that. So because it's been carburized, see this part here was exposed, that should be hard, the outside should be hard, the inside should be still reasonably soft or tough. So we kind of lift the hammer up to about, 12 inches, let it fall, like so. And as you can see, it leaves quite a decent divot on the inside. Whereas if I do it where it's been case hardened on the outside here, same thing, about 12 inches, bang, the chisel just deflects off it. Puts a very, very tiny little dent in there. Very tiny. You can sort of feel it with your fingernail, so definitely harder than the inside now, but probably not as hard as what a actual bearing. This one here to me seems still to be quite a lot harder, and I definitely didn't achieve that. It puts a mark in there, but barely, so definitely not as hard as that. Harder than what the E10 was, the E110, sorry, harder than what it was. But anyway, like I say, I'm no expert with case hardening, or this was my first experiment in it. Be good to get a set of hardness files or something and play around a bit more. But anyway, that's the one that's going to go in. Yes, this cage is a bit unusual in that it has 2 rollers in each section. I see on the later models they changed that and they just went back to a single slightly larger roller, so maybe, I don't know if it's got anything to do with that, who knows. I'm no engineer, I'm only a garage fiddler. Alrighty, let's get some rollers in here. What's going to be the easiest way to do this, I wonder? I think I put some grease in here. Yeah, oh, some more grease now. Right, maybe some more grease, some more grease. And I think just take those rollers. Now for the moment of truth. It fits. Oh, feels excellent. Here's a smidge of play there. More than within spec. This is a setup I'm going to use to roughly align the 2 sides of the flywheel initially. So I'm just going to lightly squish them together with the G-clamp, and then I'll take them over to the clamp and press them part way. Then I'll put them in the four-jaw, just check the run out and everything. As for the alignment of which way this little hook goes, from what I can see in the workshop manual, it says nothing about it. But the one sort of grainy picture that I've got, I can't actually see the tab in there, but luckily I've got all the parts schematics. And looking at the crankshaft with the splined end on the left hand side, the hook goes down. So that's something pretty critical to remember. All right, I'll get this set up and then we'll press it together. Okay, I'm not going to squish it together too much to start with, as I said. I think that'll do. We'll check the alignment in the lathe. Alright, this side is squared up in the chuck. We've got about 1/100 of a mil run out on that side. And on this side, oh yeah, there's a little bit of run out there, isn't there? What's that? About 1/2 mil. Alright, we've got the run out this way sorted out. Now we've got to get the run out, how do I explain it? This, like, twisted this way and this way. So there's, yeah, there's about that much. 0.25, 1/4 mil out of alignment there, so I'll just give that a little bit of a tippity tap to get that where I want it as well. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just smearing it in the chuck, and I can see, according to the dial gauge there, it's a little bit higher. So it's high. If this side of the flywheel is sticking out this way, then this needs to be rotated a little bit that way. Yeah, that's right. So we need to bring it around and just give it a tap here. Okay, that's now within 0.1 of a mil. Still a bit high there. Okay, we'll see whether or not we can even see this on the GoPro, but the amount of run out that we're allowed to have over here was, I was way out. It's 0.5 mil limit. Standard value 0.2, I was at standard value 0.02 mil. I was at 0.05, and the serviceable limit is 0.5 mil, so well within spec. And the other one we've got to check here is just the side clearance. So I'm just going to squish it together till I get, what is it, 0.1 to 0.35. So we'll aim for 0.1. We'll go on the slightly smaller side. And a radial clearance, well, we're well within that, definitely. Alrighty, our run out is 0.01 of a mil there, well within spec. And out on the end here, it's allowed to be 0.5 mil out, and I am 0.05, so that is sweet. Finally, that took some mucking around. All the parts are laid out. Got all the painting on this finished day before yesterday. So they're all ready to go. Piston, board, crankshafts all reassembled, ready to go. Got the new, oh, don't mix these up, that's the old one. Got the new bearing and the rebuilt camshaft there, ready to go. Gasket kit. All the gears, bits and pieces, some new nuts and bolts. Let's start the assembly. Woohoo, the business end finally. Okay, this is my method for grinding the valve seats, or lapping I should say. I don't have a suction cup small enough to use the suction cup method, so I've just got the drill chuck hanging off the bottom here, sort of keeping it, you know, kind of hanging down, and then just a bit of backwards and forwards motion under just the weight of the drill chuck. The guides, the valve guides, but these are new valves by the way, so I'm lapping in some new valves. These valve guides are really good, virtually no wear at all in them, which is surprising. That worked out really well. Those valve seats clean up real nice. The valves lapped in pretty well. More than good enough for this little beast.
This week, comedians Anne Edmonds and Lloyd Langford join you to take 5. They're also a couple, and across 5 songs, we learn their story, the songs that tell it, and how they played it.
I'm still holding on to my ancient MacBook because it has a CD drive in it.
You can't do any work effectively.
Very little way on the box, it's excellent. Okay, well, I don't know, I think I've, I never crazy, of course. One job, right way. Yeah. I just want you to know the children. All this is on the side, isn't it? Thanks, okay.